Welcome back. Welcome in. It is my lunch break, which means it is time for the hashtag lunchtime live draft, which we do every Thursday. Thanks to our good friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you check them out. If you haven't signed up, one, what are you waiting for? And two, go ahead and sign up right away using the promo code FACTS. Because if you do that, you'll get yourself a free $10 deposited to your account when you deposit your first $10 into the account. And then you can play all sorts of fun games like I'm playing right now. Today, I'm trying to get probably two drafts in. I want to get, I like doing the Thursday night drafts on Thursday because it's the same day and it sounds fun. And my draft actually just filled up and is about to start shortly. And I'm going to see if I can get a 1 o'clock slate in there also and see if we can get the whole shebang going and have ourselves a good time. So yeah, we have our first Thursday night draft. If you don't know, Thursday night is the Denver Broncos heading to Cleveland to take on the Browns. It is not a exciting game necessarily for me, considering all of the injuries that are happening in Cleveland. I'm going to end up with, I did a 3-person draft. If you're not aware, Underdog is a half PPR, so half a point per reception. And then the rest is pretty standard scoring. For the Thursday night games, you pick 4 guys and you see how it goes. Just a 3-person draft here. Pretty excited to get it kind of kicked off. I'm going to be drafting out of the 3rd spot, which means I get the comeback. And it looks like we're going pretty standard here, which is going to give me, I have to choose between Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. And then I think I'm probably going to take Tim Patrick as one of my other options there. And it is tough to do, but I think I'm going to go with the upside of Javonte Williams because I feel like he affords that, a little bit more upside there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add Tim Patrick to my queue. And as I do that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And so you should be able to see our little draft board happening. Let's make sure we do that right now. No, I don't need notifications about that. And we'll go ahead and get the draft board up so that everybody can see how we're doing here. So, like I said, Cortland Sutton, D'Ernest Johnson, Javonte Williams, Tim Patrick. I do like the fact that this person in that 2 spot went with Melvin Gordon there. It's definitely who I would have wanted as well. It doesn't look like Odell's going to actually play, so I'm not super excited about that. And then, so I'm going to go ahead. Man, I am not excited about Felton here, but I think I am going to end up taking him. And then, do I go? Man, it is tricky down here. I think it's probably got to end with Rashard Higgins, maybe. That is tough all the way at the bottom. Well, David Njoku got cleared to play. It's either him, maybe Austin Hooper. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to go with Austin Hooper. I think I'm going to go with the upside of David Njoku because he did get cleared to play. So I'm going to go ahead and throw him up on the board. And yeah, that's going to be my team for Thursday night. I am definitely expecting Denver to win this one, but man, that it gets real sloppy in that 4th round for this game. There's just not enough guys that you're excited about, and especially with all of the injuries. There's no Nick Chubb, there's no Kareem Hunt. Odell, I'd have to check. I know he's questionable, but I think he is. I think the last I heard is he's not likely to play. Let's go ahead and actually look at that right now and see if Odell is going to play. Oh, it looks like there's some trade rumors with Odell kind of happening as well. So let's see here. No, he hasn't been. Looks like he hasn't been ruled out yet. But he does have an AC joint sprain, which we talked about on the show, on our regular Fantasy Facts show. Whatchamacallit, on our regular show. So what was that? Tuesday night. There we go. Yeah, so I'm not happy about throwing him in there without knowing what exactly he's going to do. So go ahead and pull that off the screen now as well. And yeah, we got one more draft that we're waiting on. I want to try and get at least one more draft in there. So I'm going to go ahead, send out a couple tweets real quick, make sure everybody knows where to find the show as we wait. And maybe I'll try and get one more game set up here. So that, let's see. You know what? Maybe we go. Yeah, we won't do that yet. We're waiting on a 6-person draft to go right now. And yeah, you know what? We're gonna go big boy status here. I usually don't do these, but I'd like kind of showing the diversity that you have with Underdog. I usually try and get in the $3 drafts because I like doing a bunch of them, and that's just how I typically roll. But I think I'm going to go ahead and jump into this 2-person draft here in just a minute. And let's go ahead and throw this out to a couple of spots real quick. Go ahead and do that. And then, you know what? Let's go ahead and jump into this $15 2-person draft also. And that should start right away for us because it is filled up. And I'm going to go ahead and get that set up as well so that you guys can take a peek at how we do that. That's going to be the 1 o'clock game, and I get the 2 spot. And my first priority, maybe not. Yeah, I think it's going to be my first priority here is going to be to really focus on the Kansas City, Tennessee game. I think that game is going to have lots and lots of points. I don't want to fall into the same trap that I did, last week with taking kind of a stretch as a guy like Tyler Heineke. That was an oversight on my part. I probably, I wanted to kind of get a couple different things going in terms of stacks, which I did, but it wasn't the best option because I could have done a lot more with less. And maybe not less, but I could have done a lot more with different options there. So a lesson of bad teams typically stay bad, and betting on them is usually not the best option. So I could have done so much better with a whole bunch of other options at quarterback last week and, didn't, but we'll make that back. We'll make that back up this week. And let's see here. And of course, he went ahead and scooped up Derrick Henry off the bat. I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to take my second best option here at running back, which is, to me, is going to be Aaron Jones. Washington just allowed Kansas City's backup running back to be a top 6 scorer. I think Aaron Jones can definitely do that. And then the question is, do I go? And you know what? I actually might. Yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and take Aaron Jones first. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scoop up Tyreek Hill next. I think Tyreek Hill is going to have himself. He does have a little bit of an injury tag on him. You know what? I'm not going to do Tyreek. I'm actually going to do Travis Kelce. It's a little bit of a stretch here, but I want to make sure that I scoop up. a player like that right off the bat. So I'm going to go ahead, drop the draft board back on the screen so everybody can follow along as we do it. So I probably didn't need to go with Aaron Jones there because of the other options at running back, but I want to make sure I seal that up. And now I can be a little bit more flexible depending on what this person does in terms of does he double up at wide receiver, which he did. And now I'm probably going to double up at wide receiver also. And the question is, who do I like better? I am going to go ahead and scoop up Tyreek Hill here because he took Adams and Cup, and those would have been the options there. And you know what? I keep going back and forth on Hill. You know why? Because I don't know if I trust the health of him. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to completely stack up Kansas City. And I'm going to go ahead and take Hill and Mahomes here right at the turn because why not? Right? Like this, the person I'm playing with is spreading their picks all over the board. He's got Tennessee, Green Bay, the Rams. I'm going to go ahead and try and focus in on Kansas City and just expect Kansas City to really beat up on Tennessee, which I think they definitely have the ability to here. And then with my kind of last two picks coming up, I'm going to double up on wide receivers, and it'll probably be Deebo Samuel, who has a decent matchup against Indianapolis. DJ Moore. I might go ahead and take. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Jonathan Taylor here with another decent matchup. And then for wide receiver, take let's see, do we go Deebo Samuel or DJ Moore? Maybe go a little bit further down, Ridley, Brown, McLaurin. Nah, I don't like. I like those guys, but I don't like them as much in this situation. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take Taylor, and I'm going to go. I think I'm gonna go with DJ Moore here over Deebo, even though Deebo has obviously the ability to completely pop off at any point, like he's done. You know, he's done a pretty good number of times, but he also gets he has a handful of games where he gets less than double-digit points, whereas DJ Moore, he has a few of those also. But I'm expecting against a team like this, DJ Moore is going to be pretty solid against the Giants. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop up DJ Moore there. And that's going to be my two-person draft. $15 on the line. I think it's a solid team. Aaron Jones, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, and DJ Moore. And that's going up against Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, Darrell Henderson, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Mark Andrews. He did get a little bit of a stack here with the Rams, which I think is probably a pretty good bet because they're probably going to destroy Detroit. So those two guys should be pretty decent. There is a possibility that one of those guys pops off and the other one doesn't need to. If you think in terms of game script, it could be a game where Darrell Henderson just continues running. They may bring in some backup running backs. You probably don't get the same production out of Kupp if the Rams are just completely stomping the Lions, which seems completely possible. So there we go. 2 drafts done in the books. And I am pretty happy with what the turnout was there. So thanks for joining in. Make sure you give myself a follow if you don't already. Give the Fantasy Facts a follow if you don't already. And if you want, send me a DM at any point. We can get you jumping into one of these live drafts along with me. I think that's one of the funnest things to do because it's fantasy football, man. It's great. And it gives a little break to your work day, which I need, I love, I enjoy. because otherwise I just sit behind a computer and my eyes boggle out of my head. So thank you for jumping in and joining me today. And I hope to see you back soon at the next hashtag lunchtime live draft. Catch you on the flip side.